Right, so I'm going to call to order the Monday, September 28th, 2015 meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. For 5:30, we have a public hearing, and so I'll have our clerk, Mary Spinner, read the legal ad.
Okay, this is a public health hearing pursuant to the Aquifer District regulations. The applicant is located at 31 Willow Road. It's Peter Central LLC, Associated Environmental Systems. This request is for a special permit pursuant to Section 6 of the regulations for the expansion of an existing use in the Aquifer Protection District. The hearing will be held in the Ayer Town Hall, 1 Main Street, in first floor meeting room on Monday, September 28th, 2015. The Board of Health meeting begins at 5:30. Copies of the application are on file with the Ayer Board of Health, and it was in the public spirit on September 11th and the 18th.
Thank you, Mary. We have representation here from Goldsmith, Preston, Ringwall, correct?
Yes.
Great.
For the record, my name is Doug Miller, Goldsmith, Preston, Ringwall. And the applicant, I hope everybody can see
He
that.
needs to get in front of a microphone.
Yeah, I know, he's
Okay.
got to try to show the map at the same
Yeah.
time.
The applicant is Peter Central LLC, which Baron Peter, the owner of Associated Environmental Systems, which is a manufacturer of test equipment, is looking to expand his existing building and the same use. It's not going to be a different use, be the same manufacturing equipment used in there. I guess the salmon color is the existing building. The orange is the proposed building. The blue that you see there is, if you're familiar with the site, there's an existing detention basin out in front of the site. To the north of the existing building is the existing parking area and loading zone in the back. That green area is a stormwater treatment area. What we've done here, and the board should be aware that we have planning board approval, and we also have a negative determination of applicability from the Conservation Commission, which means that this is not within their jurisdiction. However, we have gone out of our way to try to make the stormwater systems compliant with DEP regulations, and for the most part they are fully compliant. And noting that the board's regulations require infiltration of runoff, we have done that. All of the back portion, the existing back portion of the site, and the north portion, that's existing pavement, will sheet flow to the north and run across a stone diaphragm, it's called, which is an infiltration technique, and then off onto the green area, which is a vegetated filter strip, which is a recognized best management practice by the Stormwater Handbook. Any water that comes off of that will flow in a vegetated swale towards the east and then go into a catch basin and is piped underneath the driveway into that blue stormwater management area. The orange part, again, is the proposed addition to the building, and the parking to the south of that will all sheet flow into swales, vegetated swales, that will flow kind of parallel with Willow Road. In that area that you see, there is some landscaping shown along Willow Road. And it again drops into a catch basin and then goes underneath the driveway and into that blue stormwater management area. There are some catch basins within the parking lot that will pick up. You can probably just barely see the light red line just south of the building that goes to a manhole and then runs into the stormwater management area. The roofs of all the buildings will go into that stormwater management area, and almost all of the drainage does, where we've created a forebay and an outlet control structure to allow that water to sit in there and excuse me, and infiltrate into the ground before it builds up, and then any overflow will run across the street into that pink area, which is a wetland. Right now, there is a pipe out of that stormwater management area at the bottom. There's no outlet control, so whatever water flows in there flows out to the wetland. So we're improving the stormwater quality significantly, improving infiltration on the site, and as I said, to the greatest extent practical, we are complying with the stormwater handbook. Also included in the application package was a list of chemicals that are used on the site, and as you note, they are mostly cleaning and very small quantities, because it is, again, a manufacturing facility, but it manufactures test equipment. It's computers and electronic devices. So they are typically, as I said, small quantities that you expect for that type of manufacturing facility. Having said that, I'd be glad to answer any questions from the board or the audience.
The dark black lines, those are lot lines? This is comprised of three
Yes.
lots?
It is across some property lines, but I believe the planning board in their decision recognized that it was across some property lines. They're all held in common ownership, so they could be combined into one lot if necessary, but they are held in common ownership by Peter Central LLC.
And Pam, there is a note here from the chairman of the planning board that actually confirms as such that the planning board's approval was speaking to the multiple lots, so their approval.
Yeah,
You
I
saw
think I'm
that?
seeing that,
Okay.
yeah. So it would, if the uppermost lot be sold,
Yeah,
current lot,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. The reason for my question had more to do with the new building. Is that going over an area that has already been paved? Or is that?
Not paved, it's disturbed. It's a gravel area now, there, and then there are some piles of material and whatnot. It's not paved, no.
So what does that come out to in terms of impervious surface?
It's 40, the site will be 48% impervious.
And that's
Counting all three lots.
All of the lots.
All
as well.
three
So
lots,
the
yes.
total area of all the lots.
Correct.
Area.
Correct, yes.
Okay. And I'm just looking for our regulation on that. The regulation says what for impervious surface? I thought I had that right here, but I don't know.
What it does say is that anything over 15% requires the special permit. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I thought it was 15.
Yeah. And actually, the existing site is 20%, so
Right.
although I think it was in existence prior to the regulation,
You're right.
I see. So you're going from 20 to
48.
48. It's a big jump.
Did you see the extensive commentary from DPW, Pam? Did you have a chance to look at that?
I didn't see it.
Um,
No, I.
This was in our packet.
That was in the packet?
Yeah.
Where did you have
Yeah.
it?
This was in your mail packet. Did you get that?
Oh,
I
okay.
gave it to you
Then-
when you were up there.
Then I do.
All right. So there was extensive commentary from the town's DPW super, just
Yes.
around, and the board, the planning board's approval reflects the comments from Mark as well. Did you want to read that? I have a hard copy right here.
Why do I not have it?
So it's expansion of the existing use on the property and no real addition of any chemicals aside from any additional cleaning materials that might be needed to be brought in, and plus maybe some slight increase. There's got to be, you're manufacturing on site, right? So there's probably some
Correct.
materials for the machining. and-
Well, it's testing equipment, so it's more computer and electronics manufacturing, and so it's not.
There's no CNC machines,
No.
hydraulics or anything?
No,
like
no,
that?
no, no
Okay.
hydraulics. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
all
right.
right.
It's manufacturing is kind of a misnomer in this
Sure,
case. It's,
light
yeah.
manufacturing.
yes.
Okay. So while you're reading that, we have a couple members. Are you from the neighborhood? Did you
Yes.
have anything, or just here to have any questions for the engineer?
Is that dark gray there, is that the Willow Road?
Yes, it is. Yes.
So that pink is separated by the other side by Willow Road, is that correct?
Mhm.
Yes.
And then the runoff, isn't that the separation between Ayer and Littleton? Isn't that the divide? Or
No.
are we,
No, that's
okay,
it's
I'm
still
trying to
there.
orient
Yeah.
myself with the map.
Yeah. Well, Littleton isn't far down there. It's on the other side of the Sandville facility, which
Are
is
they the railroad tracks up on the top?
yes,
Yes.
yes, the railroad.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the train
Now I
crossing.
know.
Yeah,
Right,
right.
right.
You lease this property, right?
no, no. The owner is Peter Central LLC, which is Baron Peter, who is the owner of AES.
But the property itself, 31 Willow Road.
Is owned by the applicant, who owns the business that's there.
He owns the business.
Yeah, and he owns the land
He owns
also.
all the land?
He owns all the land also, yes.
Well, that doesn't.
It's got the applicant, it's got.
Well,
yeah.
the reason I asked this, there
Mhm.
was a group that came before the Board of Selectmen, 7 Points of Massachusetts Incorporated, and it was for 31 Willow Road for sale or lease. And it was talking about building a marijuana cultivation. That's why I'm confused. I thought you were leasing this, that you own the business and were leasing
No.
it.
Same person owns the business and the land.
Is that
It's-
current, Mary?
It's news,
Yes.
it's news to me.
How odd.
Yes. I was at the meeting, so I picked up a packet. That's why it was confusing to me.
That's not 31. That's the building next door, I believe.
So they've got the wrong.
They've got the wrong address.
Okay, well, that's
Oh
why
my
I.
gosh, that would have been a whole other discussion.
Well, no, they presented it and everybody said
Really?
they were at the Board of
That-
Selectmen. That's why I was so confused
I'm
on this.
I'm pretty sure that's the next building down, closer to the tracks.
Okay, all right.
Boy,
I do
I'm confused now, but
Have to go back
But
to
you
your
can
plan.
understand
Yes.
because they presented it and they said 31
Yeah.
and they did an extensive presentation. That's why I grabbed that. I said, that doesn't make any sense to me.
no, it doesn't make any sense to me either.
Okay.
And
Then
it's-
that's fine.
and I don't know anything about it, so.
Okay, all right, all right.
Go back with that one to your client.
Maybe there's something I don't know. But the place is filled with electronic equipment, so.
Okay, that's
Does anybody
fine.
else in the neighborhood have any questions? Anyone else here?
Just,
Is there only a residential building between that and the train tracks?
There is a residential building. I thought there was another building north of the residential building, but I'm not positive. I thought it was actually that building that there's a picture of.
Right. Pam, are you?
Well, I guess I would have questions for maybe Mary, might have been on the board when we implemented this regulation. I couldn't remember if it was 15% or 10%
I
impervious
wasn't on the
surface.
board
It's
then.
15.
That was way down.
So what was our purpose in specifying 15%?
I wasn't on the board then.
What does, so I guess I'm asking the question then of us, the board. What do we believe that the purpose of that 15% is?
Why we want a special permit for areas that expand over 15%
Yeah.
is my guess
Yeah.
is we want to recharge our aquifer. So if
Yes.
they're taking away impervious materials, we want to make sure they put added protection and reclaim them elsewhere, which seems to me that they've done.
So if we're more than doubling
Right.
impervious surface.
Yes. Well, he's not doubling, right? Because
You have 20,
Well-
you're going to 48.
Well, yeah, the impervious surfaces, but right now, this has little to no infiltration going
We're
on.
adding
And we're
infiltration.
going to essentially infiltrate all the runoff from the site through the stormwater management. And that, you're right, that is the goal, so that the board has some control
Absolutely.
over
Yeah.
absolutely.
the recharge and the quality of the recharge
Right.
that's getting to the aquifer.
Because we had probably 3 different extensive consultation studies to see if there was another spot to put wells in town. And because of all the development going down that way, and there was not a site, they did some testing and it was just ledge and very shallow, because we thought if we could find another site, then we would have to, of course, put another water treatment plant. So in the end, we've trying to protect what we
Right.
have, because there is no other site. We
Right.
put a 3rd well at Grove Pond, but there is no other site to put more drinking water wells at all.
So tell me more then about the recharge. I'm sorry, is that my brain's having trouble switching from what I was just
Okay.
doing to this. So.
So all of the paved area, all of the rooftops, the portion, the existing pavement to the north of the building or to the top of the page, right now, sheet flows pretty much towards the north, towards that single-family house, and the lot continues to the north. There's quite a bit more lot, and there's a wetland off there, and there's an intermittent brook in that direction. So that green area is area that the stormwater will run across and be able to infiltrate. It also performs some treatment of the stormwater by removing TSS, total suspended solids. So, yeah, so that existing area is not treated now, and it runs off towards the single-family house and also out into Willow Road. The existing building goes into that blue area, the existing depression, and some of the parking lot directly in front of the existing building does.
Yeah, because this is graded down.
Right. So the orange, the addition, and all of the parking to the south or to the bottom of the page will now be captured in stormwater in swales that run completely around the parking lot. From the back of the building, it runs to the south and then around a swale parallel to Willow Road and back into a catch basin, and then underneath the new driveway into that blue depression. And the orange building will flow, the roof will be discharged into that blue area of the depression.
Yeah.
And so we're adding at the north end of that, near the existing driveway, near the top, we're adding an outlet control structure that basically forces the water to sit in there until it infiltrates, and then prior to it overtopping and running out into Willow Road, it would then go into the existing pipe that runs underneath Willow Road and into the pink, which is existing wetland.
Okay.
So right now, it runs into that depression, but runs right out. There's no mechanism to stop the water. So we're putting, as I said, an outlet control structure, which is basically a dam,
Yeah.
damming the water up to force it to sit in that depression and infiltrate. And that will take the portion of the existing driveway that's just north, opposite the existing building. There's a swale there, a vegetated swale.
Okay, yeah.
That goes in, it flows to the east, and then will drop into a catch basin, and you see the red pipe
Yeah.
piped underneath
I do, yeah.
that driveway again into
Okay.
the depression. So essentially, we are infiltrating all of the runoff from the site.
Okay.
And right now, the only thing that's sure to get into that basin is a little bit of the parking in front of the building and the building itself, which has a the roof the roof is recharged into the basin. So although we're increasing the impervious surface by doubling it, we're recharging the entire site essentially.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so this is graded down towards the
Right.
road. The idea here is.
There's a swale right along the parking lot on the inside, yes, right, between the bushes, those bushes and the
Yeah.
parking lot that goes
Yeah.
down there. And again, there's a catch basin there. On the edge, you see the red dot
Yeah.
where it's collected, and
Okay.
then goes
that's
underneath,
the
right,
idea.
goes
Yeah.
underneath there, correct.
And then you also said that there's this piping underneath that brings this under the road.
At the far end, right about where the D and where the road is, that's existing.
Right here?
Yes.
This guy? Okay.
That existing pipe runs underneath Willow Road into that wetland.
Okay. So this swale then this is going to be adequate to keep if you've got stuff, well, let's see, you've got roof drains
Right.
coming down. I'm just wondering about, you've now got water coming off the roof, I guess you're covering
Right.
that with roof drains. And then you've got water heading this way.
Yeah, if
We're gonna have a lot of water on Willow Road.
No, this is captured here there's a high point right here, this is captured here, and this goes out here.
Okay,
Across to
gotcha.
that.
I see that.
This will, from here, flow down here, around here, which is catching this into that underneath, and then sit in here. This will flow into there, this will all flow into
Are
there.
you deepening this? Or is
No,
that
it's,
adequate?
well, if you ever see it, it's huge.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's quite large. It's just a large depression, and we're reshaping the south end to create what's called a forebay to collect sediment. But it's adequate in size.
Okay. The residents, if I might ask, that live there, is this something that you've ever seen? Any water coming across from here onto Willow Road? Have you seen Willow Road getting
Well,
sort of
we
washed
live
over?
in the willows right above it, so we have to go up the incline there. I'm pretty familiar with the local area. I was just wondering how they were going to build this and design it. So I have not seen a lot of standing water, even in high rains, as we come down from the top of the hill there.
Yeah,
And either turn left or right.
yeah.
There is a little stream, and I was told that's what separates Littleton from Ayer. That little
Oh,
stream, that's the
The stream.
divide.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
On the
divide.
right-hand side of the road,
interesting.
runs near the ballet place.
Yeah, yeah. And, but, yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna affect anything
Right.
Yeah, okay.
that I know of.
Yeah, the stream flows heavily, but I've never seen standing water, even in water rain.
Okay,
No, neither have I. I was a little confused about that blue there.
Yeah, there's a big depression, but it's never
Yeah.
blue.
okay,
It's
okay.
green.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
It
blue.
usually doesn't have then, as it stands now, a lot of
Yeah,
water into it, okay. Okay, got it.
that's what threw me off too. That's like, where is that
Right.
water?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, right now there's a really large dirt pile where the
Yeah.
proposed parking lot is.
that's right, yeah.
All right, so that area you said it wasn't paved, but it was. just
Yeah,
some
it's
grass
disturbed,
and
yeah,
stuff, okay.
yeah, there's very few trees. It's been disturbed for, I'm not sure how long. Gonna guess maybe close to 10 years or so.
Is that ledge under that?
There is
area
ledge
of the
underneath
area?
there, yes,
Okay.
yes. In fact, they had some borings done for the proposed building and found some ledge, not very deep,
Okay.
so.
So it sounds like the water, if, no matter what, if that building's there or not, it's all gonna kind of wanna go that way.
It does, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
All right,
right.
got it.
Pam, are you good?
I am good.
Anyone else in the
Thank you.
audience? No, please.
I think the only thing that's part of the reason, I guess, why Willow Road is named is all the willow trees are right just north of that property.
And they like water.
Yeah. There is an intermittent stream there and a pretty good-sized wetland off to the north.
Yeah. Yeah, but you're right. I'm familiar with the wetland, but I too haven't really seen that Olympic swimming pool there.
What I would propose for this board, because of course the planning board's already issued their approval, and to not kind of conflict with any of their conditions, that if a board member wanted to move to approve the special permit,
I was just gonna do
that
that.
we approve it contingent on those conditions as well.
Well, they've already given
No,
this.
I know, but that's what, we'll just approve it.
Yeah. So, that said, I would like to make a motion that we approve the special permit for Peter Central LLC for 31 Willow Road.
And I'll second that.
Great, a motion's been made and seconded to approve the special permit for 31 Willow Road. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay.
We are done with this public hearing.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving along. Apologies for a few minutes behind. Let's take up, we have the homeowner here from 141 Snake Hill Road, who is here to discuss with the board building permit.
Yep.
You can come on up.
Sure. So, we have plans to put an addition on our home, which includes 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, to a very small house. Right now, it's about 800 square feet, and we'll probably be making it into, depending upon how you count it, about 2,300 square feet. So it's a quite sizable addition. Right now, it's a ranch-style house. It's going to go up to, I'm calling it 1.5 stories. I've got the plans here to show if you're interested, but just to not dwarf the size of the house. And with all of the construction that's going to go on here, I obviously have to have a lot of plumbing work done. And as I understand it, I'd have to have right now the house is on a septic system, which I actually just finished paying off the betterment last year that I assumed from the previous owners. And so we would have to attach to the town sewer. My understanding is because we're adding bedrooms. And I think the issue with my existing septic system is that it doesn't have a backup leaching field, which is why it's non-compliant. And the plans here, the excavation plans that I had for to meet with the wetlands commission, they've issued approval and whatnot for the project. And it shows all of the leaching fields, where they're at, where the storage is going to be. And also I can show you right now on the septic system here. I'll just turn the mic so you can still record this. In the back part of the house is where it connects to the sewer or the septic, and then there's the holding tank and the distribution box in the back, followed by the leaching fields here. In order to minimize disturbance in all of the property here and the construction, because I'm so close to the wetlands, I'd like to attach the town sewer in the front corner of my house, which is basically completely opposite, about 30 feet or so difference. And if I had to connect to the town sewer first, I would have to do a lot of replumbing and rework in the house before I applied for the permit and did the construction.
Okay.
So it would basically, put a hardship and a burden and a significant increase, a few $1,000s in plumbing expenses just to attach before I actually start my project.
So the intention is to connect to the town sewer? There's
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
question that you'll be forced to connect to the town sewer regardless. And I believe that Bridget had initially denied the building permit because what we would normally do is want you to pull the sewer.
Yeah, I hadn't applied for one yet, but
Oh, okay, or the discussion
Yeah.
at least that was
Yeah.
had, okay.
I just knew that this was the next step, so.
Sure, and she would yield to us on, anything questionable, because.
So here's the existing
Yeah.
structure right
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Here's Snake
got
Hill
it.
Road.
Snake, yeah.
Totally got it.
Yeah.
So this is the proposed connection that you're gonna make. The town stub is here, the sewer
Yep.
line is here.
Right here.
Um,
The concrete walkway I'm taking
Right,
out. I'm
right,
taking
right,
out a large
Yeah,
part of my
yeah.
driveway here and to make it a little bit
And
more
this
green
is,
and everything.
this is existing,
Yep,
proposed.
correct.
You're gonna do some plumbing work in here, and internally, there's gonna be plumbing work done that's gonna stub you out here. Your internal
Yeah,
plumbing is all
correct.
gonna come out the front.
Yep.
So let me ask you, have you done anything, so for me, obviously, you will have to connect to the town sewer, there's no question around that. And I
Yep.
think that, my understanding and my experience, as a health agent, I would say you gotta pull the permit to connect to the town sewer to show at least good faith.
Oh, sure.
I mean, even if the work isn't gonna be done right away, but the question is, how do we
How long does that,
ensure that?
sure. How long does that permit last?
I don't know what a plumbing permit and so what I would look at is, and I don't wanna speak over the board, this is my thing, so I know a little bit about it. So my question is, have you done any work to get like some rough estimates from a contractor? What I'm thinking is if we can get some assurances from you.
So I redid the entire existing structure,
Yeah,
probably about 3 years ago.
okay.
And I spent just because I moved my kitchen sink and I moved my bathroom sink, it was about $2,500
Okay.
worth of plumbing expenses.
Sure,
And I want to avoid, plumbing was one of the larger things that
Sure.
I had in the expenses, and I had to bring a lot of the plumbing up to code in the house, which I didn't anticipate doing with the renovation. Seeing as I didn't add a bathroom, I didn't add a kitchen, I didn't add a bedroom, I didn't add anything. I haven't gotten bids for the plumbing work
Okay,
yet.
okay, all right.
If you want me to, I
Well,
can.
my thought, so, and the other side of it, and I don't know how
And I'm not rushing into this,
No.
into my construction. I've been talking about it for
sure.
like a year and a half now, and
So
keep on
there's-
pushing it back and back and back.
Right, so what we
So.
would want is some assurance that this connection is obviously gonna be made. If there's a building permit that's gonna be pulled.
Yep.
And construction work, we would wanna be able to have some kind of a final sign off that the connection's been made.
So what I was hoping that we could do is, in order to have the plumbing sign off for the house, it's quite obvious that either the house is going to be connected to a septic or it's going to be connected to the town sewer when the plumbing inspector comes through. And if that is not connected to the town sewer at that time, I mean,
Right.
I don't see why he would approve my
Right.
the sign off. And it's not like we have to get, a sign off to live in our home because we're already living there.
Exactly.
Right.
So there's no
occupancy
certificate of-
permit.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But with all of the addition of the bathroom and everything like that, I'll have to get signed off on plumbing. So
Right.
if I
And
mean,
also, I mean, just knowing what I know.
Is this going in the back? Are you raising the roof or what exactly?
a little bit of both. So here, this will show it most easily. So here's the existing structure here,
Yes,
and here's
Yeah, it's
there's
nice,
also
isn't
this garage here,
yeah.
and then the new structure will attach the garage
Yeah,
to
to
the
get rid
existing
of.
structure, and it'll be.
Yeah.
I'm calling it 1.5 stories because the second story there's going to be no attic, and it'll be really short to minimize the, dwarfing of the existing
So
structure.
you're connecting it
And
to
then there's the
the,
back
to
of
the
the house.
garage.
Yeah.
That's there.
Yep. The garage is over here on this
Mhm.
side, and so it's basically attaching the garage. Oh, the
So you're
garage is
really
over
kind
here,
of
sorry.
leaving the existing dwelling.
Yeah.
As is, and you're
Yeah, more or less. I'm going to be sitting the proposed addition is actually going on top of this. So
Right.
Okay,
is-
right,
it's
so this is
sitting
gonna
about
come
8
up
feet
a
on
little
top.
bit, I
Right.
gotcha.
So there's a few things, and I can bring the plans over for you to take a look at if you want. So there's a few things for the folks watching the home game that there is a note on here that the tank is, there's already a plan to have it pumped and crushed in accordance with 310 CMR 15, as well as the leaching field in the back.
Mhm.
So there's already intent through the engineer. You're also, this addition is coming really close to that anyway, so you're threatening your system by virtue of construction alone. And the stockpile area, I assume that's where construction
Yeah, it's temporary.
debris, and going right on top of a leaching field, I mean, you're gonna do some kind of damage to it. So I don't have any overall concerns about this, and then ensuring that the sewer connection is made prior to plumbing sign off. And then what I would say to you, just strictly from my experience, is, you're adding 2 bedrooms and a bath. I mean, that's adding significant flow to your system, even if you're not adding people. I know it doesn't make any sense, but if you're adding more bedrooms, the potential for more flow, for future use, and,
If it's any consolation, I'm taking away 1 bathroom and a bedroom too.
oh.
So it's only going to be 2. It's going to be 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths.
Yeah,
Because you have a 2-bedroom right now.
2 bedroom, 1 bath.
correct. I don't see septic plans too often, so I get a little excited. I do.
And you have a driveway on the other side of the garage to get to your back of your property?
No, there's.
Well, you just said you were going to add the connection between
Yep.
your house and the garage.
Yep. So here, let me show you.
Sorry, I should have sent that plan over to you.
So here's the existing structure. Here's the garage. There's a driveway that goes right here,
Mm-hmm.
and then it also comes up right about here. This driveway is going to be taken away, and there's just going to be a parking space here because the wetlands run
Mhm.
right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then so the existing structure is going to go there on top, and then so it's going to connect the garage to the existing structure. And they just put new pictures of my house on Google Earth, so I was
Nice.
excited about that. And then here's the second story. So here's the existing structure, and then the house will be there. So more or less, this entry door is the same exact entry door right here. And from the back, here's the existing structure, and it'll look significantly different. This garage is actually, over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not represented on the plans. So they go over this one.
And this is how you're getting back there? For
Yeah, there's an existing path,
Yeah.
so
So,
I'm just gonna put a little bit of crushed stone there,
Yeah.
just in the very front entry. They actually didn't want me to put as much as the gentleman who drew the plans here
They just want you to
suggested.
do this little
Yeah,
area
just
right
the
here.
entry.
Do you know what year the original house was built?
48, something like that. And then it was added.
1940.
Okay.
She's got the assessment
Earlier.
card.
There you go. And then it was an 18 by 20 cottage, like structure. The size, it's basically my bathroom and my kitchen right now.
Yeah.
And then it was added onto sometime in the 70s and
1965.
1965, and then there were renovations done when he redid. There was a stonemason, Mr. O'Donnell, who did a lot of work in the cemetery, I guess.
That's what I know.
So
We did a very similar thing in our house where we kept the original shell and went up
yeah,
and out, and it's just, I just kind of like to see.
yeah. I added.
things where you-
I did like a cathedral ceiling on the inside and everything. The ceilings were about 7 feet tall and all throughout the house,
Yeah.
and so I took those out.
So when we're looking at this as a board, basically what we're doing is we're being asked to give Bridget the authority to approve the building permit before he makes the connection to the town sewer. That's really it. Typically, one would
Yeah.
happen before the other. Or
Correct.
one would be happening right now.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I would have to attach the sound sewer before that you would issue the
right.
building
Yeah.
permit.
Right. So when I take a step back and I look at these kinds of things, he's increasing bedrooms anyway. So under
Mhm.
Title V, he would have had to tie into the town sewer.
Yeah,
Regardless.
yeah.
He's almost building on top of the septic system in the
Right,
backyard. So
yeah.
he's gonna be basically crushing your brand new paid for septic system, right? It's like the new car. You're achieving, equal environmental protection because he's connecting to the
Mhm.
town sewer.
Yeah,
He's, of course, in an area where there is sewer, you have to tie in when
Yep.
Title V triggers. So the question is, do we issue approval for the building, for Bridget to go ahead and approve the building permit
mhm.
and have a letter sent over to the plumbing inspector to not give final sign off until the sewer connection's been made? Because that is kind of a big
Seems
deal.
reasonable.
The plumbing inspector will have to sign off on all the plumbing for the work to be done
Right,
and signed off by the building inspector.
right.
So,
So when is all this taking place?
It's a great question. I wanted it to have taken place, but then we went and had a baby, and I may have a surgery that I have to. I'm going to be doing a lot of the work myself, the interior work, and I have a surgery that's coming up, so I've got
Maybe
an
not
obstruction to
for
my small bowel, which is not very comfortable.
the spring.
So, long story short, probably sometime next year. But I just want to get all the permits in place and
sure, sure.
and everything as
sure.
soon as possible. So, and my wife is getting tired of living with 3 girls in a 800 square foot
Well,
house.
Holy boy, I bet, yeah. So, I think what you suggest sounds perfectly reasonable. I don't know if we do that by making some
Well,
reference to this drawing, because you can figure out how to do the,
oh yeah,
the
when he
word,
pulls it,
yeah.
we can send a correspondence directly to the plumbing inspector
yeah,
to let them know. We'll work with Bridget and get a letter to the plumbing inspector.
yeah.
So I've got about a month maybe before my plans are finalized with the actual blueprints and whatnot.
All right.
So it'll be probably about a month before I give it to Gabe.
Are we in, I don't know that we need to make a formal motion, maybe more of a consensus. Are we,
I still don't understand why we're discussing this tonight.
because Bridget has told him to come to us. He's here by Bridget's recommendation.
Yeah,
Because
I
Bridget
can't.
won't approve that building permit because the code
I can't even
says-
literally. I can't even apply for the building permit
Right.
Yeah.
because one of the signatures has to be from the
Right.
Yeah,
or the
Bridget
approvals.
preferred
For
him to
Bridget.
speak with us.
yeah.
Well, I think Bridget said no.
Bridget recommended you come here.
Yeah. I mean,
I talked to Bridget.
Oh, I do too.
Okay, so maybe we
Me too.
heard two different things, but we have the authority to approve otherwise. That's what we can do.
it was my understanding.
Or
It's
not
just not a
do.
very common ask.
It really
So-
isn't a common thing. Typically, one thing happens and then the other. If you're redoing all the plumbing inside of your home, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
But We just need to have some assurance that the work is gonna be done, and I think that's where we sit. And Bridget couldn't make it tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So if it needs a motion, I can make,
But Mary, I'd like to hear any concerns that you have in general.
Well, I think I just said it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm coming here is because it would probably add probably at least $3,000 onto my project, and it wouldn't add any value to my project, not unless you folks are concerned that I might be damaging my septic system during the construction, in which case it would be better to attach the town sewer beforehand. But I just, there's no value add to the project.
So you're going to, I'm not trying to be difficult, but
Right.
you're going to do this next year.
Right. I would have to rework a lot of the plumbing inside my house right now just to be able to attach to the town sewer, because I'll show you this
No,
part here.
no.
Okay.
What I'm saying is you're not going to do this project until next year.
Right.
In which case, you're going to have to pay that, whatever you just said it is, $3,000 to connect.
That's not $3,000 to connect. That's just
Right.
probably a few $1,000s worth of rework
Plumbing.
inside the house to connect now. And then I would have to pull out a lot of that plumbing to add more fixtures in a bathroom. I'm probably going to add another hot water heater or at least a storage hot water heater, because it's on the opposite side of the house. There's a lot of plumbing work that's going to be done with the project.
So you would be redoing plumbing what he's saying is to redo plumbing right now to just get the building permit, only to redo some of that same plumbing work
Yeah.
when the addition was being done.
because right now, all of his plumbing is headed to the septic.
On the opposite side of the
On
house.
the opposite side. So in order for him to pull the sewer now, he's gonna have to redo the plumbing to make it come out to the septic, but then that's not really gonna be the final configuration probably of the plumbing once the whole addition is on there.
I mean, it would probably be about 60% of the work I'd be able to keep, but then I'd have to do a lot of rework to it.
Yeah,
And just rework means hours, and hours means money. So
absolutely.
When are your plans gonna be final?
probably, I mean, they're final now. These are my final plans. They just need to get the beam calculations and specifications and stuff drawn up. And the Wetlands Commission has already approved it with several conditions that are outlined on here.
Because there's a lot of wetlands down there, a lot.
Yeah,
I moved the whole structure over about 2 feet so I could comply with the buffer zone and whatnot.
you're way up near the same pond end.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable thing to do there.
I would be inclined to be okay with the plumbing work being done at the time of the actual construction happening.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not the last thing that I plan on doing.
Right.
It's probably one of the first things that I plan on doing
Right.
as soon as I get the bathrooms in place, because I'm going to be
Yeah.
tearing out one bathroom, and before I do that, I'm going to have another bathroom that I can use. So
That's right, yeah.
honestly, I think attaching to the septic will be one of the next things I do after the foundation and the frame is put in. It'll be attached to the sewer and then do my plumbing. So I actually built a bathroom and then attached to the sewer.
Can we,
I could put together a sequence for you if you want.
I think that would be great, and then we could just review that just as a simple
Yeah.
follow-up item, and then advise Bridget accordingly. I think in general, we may have questions just in general on the actual process, so I think getting that documented from
Sure.
you. And then even within that documentation, if you could just, review some of the discussion points from tonight around the plumbing permit and
Yep.
even if you can talk to the plumbing inspector and
Okay.
just see how long the plumbing permit, it depends on when you're gonna do the work. I mean, next year is only 3 months from now, 4 months from now,
Yeah,
So-
I mean, I won't be disturbing any of the ground probably until,
the spring.
All the snow
Yeah.
goes.
Spring, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If
So,
you
I mean,
could, if you
it'll
could
be-
provide a sequence and then just some follow-up, and then we can even just discuss it as a board at our next meeting and have, I would have loved to have had Bridget as part of this conversation, because she's
Right.
the one that referred it.
And I don't know how long the plumbing permits are.
That's what I mean, could you find out how
Yeah.
long a plumbing permit's valid for?
yeah,
Because I think that would be probably a key thing to know
Yeah.
too.
I would imagine probably the same as the building
I would
permit.
think so, that they're probably a length of time, because some plumbing's,
Or is it possible to get one for an extended period of time, considering the project that you're doing? That might be
and we
something
can
they
look
could
to
do.
just have a follow-up discussion as a board on it.
Okay.
We don't have to pull you out of them. I think we want, I can only speak for myself, because I can't speak for the other two. I'd like to be able to find a way to help you do this, and at the same time,
Yeah, I just
provide the protection against the 310
try not to waste money on my
15.
project.
Exactly.
Right,
So,
right.
and you are connecting to sewer, which will relieve some of the site constrictions out there as far as the septic,
Yeah.
so, okay. So can you send something over the next day or two? You think, are you,
I'll,
just in
how about
time
by
for
the
our
end?
next meeting? Our next meeting is in
It's
October.
next Monday.
I know,
Next
yeah,
Monday?
because
It is
October's a
because-
funny month,
All right.
yeah.
Because of the holiday and town meeting.
I'll do it again.
The first and
If
third.
not, the next meeting in October is the 19th.
Okay. Yeah, and my project isn't rushed, so.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
so
your time.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Look at. Gentlemen. Hey, Wally, Neil, how are you?
Good, how are you on?
Good, good. You are
Sorry.
on. We are on. I do apologize. I did jinx myself because I thought we would be moving ahead a little bit more. We are welcoming back the representatives from Vitasoy USA. As you all recall, we had Vitasoy back to visit with us in the earlier part of the summer, where we had far more people here and discussing the odor issues and some of the operations on site. And since then, Vitasoy has taken a number of steps to kind of address the odor, both in an operational sense. They've done some equipment and technology updates and has kept the town in very close communication since then. And so first, I'd like to thank you for that, by the way. I think I can speak on behalf of this board in thanking you for the amount of communication that's come out of your team, both during work hours and on weekends. I can say I appreciate that. And I did have a quick meeting with Walt a couple weeks ago here at the town hall, where they presented a communication that we posted out through some of the town's social media, just on some updates. And during that meeting, we discussed having Vitasoy come back to give a formal update to the board, because they deserve our audience in both the bad and the good. So I have Walt, I'm going to say
Rigland.
it wrong. Rigland, see, it's so easy, I'm going to say it wrong. And Neil Middleton here, and
Elvin Moquette.
saw your email over the weekend. So, welcome back. Thanks for coming. Thanks for indulging our evening here.
Sure.
Do you want to just give just a brief update based on the document?
Sure.
Great.
You want to kick it off, Wally?
No, what I was going to say is, I mean, obviously, we've had a series of meetings, and this is an update since the last update, so I'll let Neil take you through that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a similar template to what we presented, I guess it was July 27th when we were back in for the update. So I'll just go through, where we're at, some of the upgrades that we've completed since that meeting, and then where we're at and kind of the other projects that we're working on. But before I get into this, I mean, just so the board knows, we've done a ton of work on the system in just over 2 months since we were here last. Elvin has been the main man in charge of a lot of the work that's going on, and he's at the plant a lot working on things and making
Elvin's
sure
not getting much sleep.
that things are dialed in, and that we're looking at things and that we're on top of our game and reacting and being proactive instead of reacting to some of the things that were before. So I think we've all seen improvement. We've seen less of the emails, less of the phone calls, and so forth. So I'll take the board through kind of the updates where we're at. But as far as the communication and visibility goes, as we mentioned last time, we have set up the call-in hotline number. The good news is
No
there's
phone call?
been one wrong number.
A wrong
Other than
number.
that,
At least we know it works,
Yeah,
right?
it
Wrong
works.
number is good.
I get scared once with the wrong
That's
number,
fine.
but other than that, we've been in the clear, so that's been very quiet. And then I've been communicating immediately with Bridget Bailey and the board. If we're doing any work or we think there could be a possible issue, just to be able to get ahead of it. I think that's helped the communication to the town as well. The system upgrade's completed. This is similar topics and subjects to when we were here last, but the new replacement blower is in, which has contributed significantly to monitoring the dissolved oxygen levels in the bioreactors, and we've been able to maintain a steady rate on that since that new blower, so that was huge for us. We moved the carbovis sensor to a more relevant location. So again, the sensor measures the COD, so we can get ahead of it, and if we need to divert water ahead of time, we're able to do that instead of sending it directly to the bioreactors. Manage the water flow very closely. We continue to haul off water if needed to prevent anything from occurring. We have installed a sampler unit that we were using as well to get some more relevant data. We implemented a checklist for first, second, and third shift to monitor the system, so if for some reason we don't have a wastewater operator there, our maintenance team is able to do the daily checks and make sure that the system is running correctly. We reviewed all alarms and set points to ensure correct settings to provide for quick reaction time. And the last one is we reworked the piping to split the supply flow to the bioreactors, which we talked about last time.
Yeah.
The ones that we have remaining that are in process is the installation of the backup chemical dosage system to both the scrubbers to give us a more reliable pumps and chemical supply lines. That one's about 50% complete on that one. The installation of cleanout ports in the water discharge lines from the scrubber sump pump, that one's 80% complete. We had on our agenda to hire 2 additional operators to enhance the daily operation. One of those operators has been hired and was hired on August 25th, is in place on second shift helping out our operation, and we're currently interviewing for the second one. So shortly we'll have 3 full-time operators on site 24/7. And then PLC upgrades to include a 24 remote access. We're about 50% complete on that. And then the other business topic, we continue to communicate with our teams, especially our second shift and our third shift team, around the motorcycle noise in the evening and the radio. And we're more on top of that. We're monitoring the breaks, we're monitoring the lunch, we're monitoring the shift change, and we've been trying to keep that to a minimum, even though the road that passes through there is common for loud cars and motorcycles.
Yeah.
We're trying to do our part to keep the noise down, especially on the off shifts.
Appreciate that. I did want to add that the operators they're hiring on site are working for Vitasoy, so they still have the third-party company that has their own operators. So they've actually, I believe at the first meeting, most of the representatives were your third-party
Correct.
engineering company that was working
Yeah.
for you. So Vitasoy has actually hired on with Vitasoy their own operators on site. So,
Fantastic.
this
is a lot of work.
and I did have, it was last weekend, I think, you had one of the bioreactors had an overage.
Yes, yeah, last weekend.
Is that just a kind of still under this kind of like work in process, like monitoring the bioreactors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So the overflow was foam.
Yeah.
With foam over. So
Sure.
the way you read the height, the level in the bioreactors is using pressure sensors, and the foam goes undetected. You can detect
Right.
foam with the levels. So we decided to install foam detection, which can read different
Can't
layers.
read.
Yeah, another improvement of that.
We'll keep adding to
Sure.
it until we get it
Sure.
all.
And I actually will say that I got a phone call and they were on it, and I think I had an email from Neil within about 25 minutes. And then I think subsequently that evening, probably after you got back and
Yeah.
had a minute to put everything together, a follow-up email. So and they're keeping, I'm just in copy.
Yeah.
The DEP and Bridget and everyone in tow on it. And so,
That's
So that was
fantastic.
good. That's, yes. There was actually just one question. Do we have, or can you get us a copy of the hazardous materials management plan? I don't know that we have a copy in our office.
You can get that over there?
Yes.
Yeah, we can get that.
Can we get
for
a
you, yeah.
copy? Yeah, if you
Yeah.
could. Okay, that'd be great. Because I think that, was it Mark Wetzel? Somebody had asked if we had a copy, and I don't know whether it was just
Yeah, we can get that.
misfiled or if we, I don't know. At the time, I think there was another gentleman that was at the time of the special permit with the other engineer that left,
Oh, Peter
Bruce.
Peter.
Peter Breed.
And yeah, and I think we
Right.
might have asked for it at that point. It might have just been
Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah.
administrative
get
oversight. But
that.
if you can get a copy, that way we can just have a copy on file if we need it.
I believe we're seeing Mark in the next couple of weeks. I think Frank has a meeting
Yeah,
Yes, the 9th, October 9th.
October 9th
Oh, you have a meeting with Mark?
with Mark. October
Okay.
9th.
And Paul.
Great. So I think this is, if you wouldn't mind, I'll reshare an update again
Sure.
through our outlets. I think it's been received well. I posted it myself with our IT director and through Jane, working with the IT director, and even just the social media contribution around it is thank you for the update, thank you for keeping us informed. So I think the community, I think there was something in the paper,
Yep.
something, just a nice, I think it's just nice that the
It was, the letter
community
was
feels
in.
like,
Yeah.
No, okay.
yeah, I think the community feels like, I think the feeling that in the room a month and a half ago or 2 months ago was feeling like they were in the dark, and I feel like it's almost been like a 180. So I'm not fielding any complaints or orders or otherwise. So I appreciate the efforts of Vitasoy and the investment that you've made.
Yeah.
Communication.
I mean, we're pleased with the progress. I think,
Yeah.
we tried to pass that on when we were here over the last few months. And
Yes.
while we can never guarantee, we think so much is put into place now.
Right.
That,
Foam. I mean,
yeah.
foam isn't recognized by pressure, so it's,
Right.
so, but the response time was there. I mean, I hung up the phone, and I think I saw the email from Neil within an hour of it even happening, that they had addressed it, that they were aware of it. So,
Yeah. It's a very high-profile matter, so
Yes.
every one of the companies is aware.
yes, but I will say, again, appreciating Vitasoy as a business in town, as a large employer in town, as a big contributor in our community. I think that I'm extremely pleased. Like I said earlier, I only wish we had this conversation a little bit sooner, because we probably could have been working together a little bit earlier on,
Yeah.
but we're here now, and so I think it's great. I'll go ahead and work with our IT division to get this posted again, I think. And then we have the Heroku is here from the newspaper, so
Oh,
if you
okay.
want to catch their names before they leave or anything, if you want, okay, that'd be great. Do you guys have any questions for us? Are we married?
No,
Pam?
I'm very
Anybody?
pleased,
No.
very pleased.
Yep, very pleased.
Great,
Good. Well,
excellent.
thank you.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. The wastewater person in me, I do want to come by for a tour at some point. I can tell you that.
Anytime.
I know, and the process-wise too, as a former
Anytime.
food inspector, I'm like, I want to
Yeah.
see the process and the wastewater.
Future update, do you want to have any specific date?
You know what,
or-
unless you want, you can just keep me updated by email, maybe
Sure.
sometime around the
Okay.
beginning of the year even. You know what I mean? I
Sure.
mean, if we see anything, just keep that communication in line, but
Yep.
unless your board wants you to report back to our board, I think maybe something around the first of the year and just see how things go, maybe around the anniversary of your system being installed.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
what we'll do.
Very good,
Thank you.
thank you so
Thank you very
much.
much.
Thank you.
Bye now. All right. We have one final item on the agenda this evening is one final agenda item is a permit request for chickens at 4 More Drive. Excuse me, I didn't mean to have you sigh like that. Long day, started early. I didn't stay up and watch that eclipse last night either, I went to bed. Long work day. All right. So we have an application here for, and it's new, it's at 4 More Drive, and it's for up to 10 hens, 10 chickens, yep, hens. The application is The property owner is Julie Bergquist, excuse me. 4 More Drive, Ayer, 10 chickens, manure taken off site, feed stored in barrels, closed lid containers. There is a plan that's been provided. It's got a fencing as well as a little house. And permit fee was paid, and both Bridget and Carlene have been out there to do inspections.
And there was no comments
No,
from either
no
one of
issue,
them?
no issue from either. I saw that via
Perfect.
email. We did have Bridget and Carlene.
Carlene went out, Bridget talked to Carlene and said she didn't see any reason why she had to go out. I said to Bridget, just to scope it out in view of the lay of the land and wetlands and things like that. So my understanding was she was gonna look at that, but she was fine with it. And Carlene was most impressed.
Listing boxes. Okay. Yeah, Carlene wrote, I see no problem with permit approval. Carlene Purdy. I don't know where Moore Drive is. Point me to Moore Drive.
It's right across the street from the school.
Yep.
Oh, see? Every day for 12 years.
Drive right by.
Right there, girl.
It's fine.
Long day for me, Mary. Long day. No, I'm all good. It's just a busy evening. So this is for 10 chickens. Anybody want to make a motion to approve? Anybody have any questions?
I will make a motion to approve the
Okay.
application for 4 More Drive for 10 chickens.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the permit for keeping of animal and fowl at 4 More Drive. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. Thank you for that. Now, Bridget was unable to be with us this evening, and she sent along her paperwork, and I spoke with her, and they're mostly food inspections.
Time of year.
Yes. Nothing overly significant. If you want to take a look at them, you're welcome to. She did inspect the school, a couple of violations, but probably just go back up and re-inspection in 1 month.
The new school?
And actually, all it says is Air Shirley School, Washington Street.
Find that so hard to
Yeah.
believe that. I know I asked her about the new school kitchen because
Actually-
I saw the old one and she said
Actually,
Kayleen had gone up for her for the new school.
this was Kayleen.
Yeah.
And there are some violations that actually could be relative to a newer operation. What I mean is, soap and towels at a hand sink, making
Mhm,
sure
mhm.
freezer shelving, just making sure it's 6 inches off the ground. Putting a thermometer inside a cold station. Food prep sink, signs required. So it almost sounds like they could be violations from a kitchen that's
Because I know she had to go
punch
up
list.
before
Yes,
they
right,
opened.
right. Yep. These might be punch list things that just weren't done. You're right. I'm like, she'll be back out there though, so I expect these will be taken care of. Verona had a re-inspection just from last time. They had a
Yep.
number of inspections. Everything was, all the critical violations, there was none.
Good.
So, all food employees must wear hats or hairnets. That's always a challenge
Yeah.
in any food establishment, by
Yeah.
the way. And Tiny's had an inspection with some violations, and she'll be back there to do a follow-up.
Can I just take a look at that?
Yep, you can take a look at all of them if you want.
But mostly they were minor. Were they mostly minor?
For Tiny's,
for any of that?
You know, when you look at minor, yeah, I mean, they're critical because they're like time and temperature related, so they're considered critical by default.
We've never had any from
Yep, 4 of
Tiny's
them.
before.
4.
Is she going back there earlier
I
than normal?
actually
or
was
what
just
does
trying
it
to
say?
look at, what does it say for
She says 6
reinspection?
months.
Yeah, I would think
So
that
it's
with-
not that.
it shouldn't be something that, I think it was a temperature issue, some storage issues.
I mean, if it was bad, she'd be
Oh,
going
she'd be
back
back there
within
like Verona,
a month.
like a month
Yes,
ago.
yes.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And then we had a ZBA, comments were sent on to Carly for 113 Groton School Road. And then there was another one, that doesn't have any,
No, I just got it today.
all right, just make sure she sees this one.
Yeah.
This is 179 West Main Street, this just came in.
Yes, today.
And, so just make sure this gets over to,
But again, let's talk, remember I brought this up at the last meeting. I like this new thing that Carly is sending out, it's
Yeah.
fine. But I think down where it says, you know, Board of Health or anything, that if it's not a Board of Health issue, we should put that. Remember, we got into
I
a
agree.
discussion on one of them because she wrote approved. Well, that makes it seem like it's a
Right.
Board of Health issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
like
So,
this one.
Right down there, I think it should just go back and say not a Board of Health
Right.
issue.
Yeah.
So that we're not having confusion on
I
this.
agree with you.
So let's just do that and pass that over to Bridget. And I think I mentioned it to her once, like, don't write approved.
Let's, I'm gonna make
Yeah.
sure she gets that directly to me,
Just
just if it's
put it.
not,
It's,
if it's not applicable,
yeah.
we'll just have her put, it's not applicable. Okay. So, all right,
Because that one I don't think has anything to do with us.
exactly,
It's
yeah,
not
right,
it at all. So-
all right. So those are heard, I'm making a pile to come back to you. Next, oh, and just an update, Bridget told me today that she'll be looking to do an inspection at the Shop and Save pretty soon. over the
They're
course of
opening the
next-
15th.
Right, yeah. So she'll be going out there at some point to do her final walkthrough inspection out there. So,
Wow.
yeah,
I think they're
That'll be
having
nice.
what they call a soft opening on the 15th.
yeah,
And then the grand opening on the 29th, probably with more.
Okay.
yeah, great.
And I don't know about Family Dollar, but they seem to be
Probably pretty close too.
close.
And they'll have packaged food and stuff,
Yeah.
so she'll
Yeah,
have
she'll
to
do
make
it.
sure that
But-
one's all set.
Just to
Yeah.
see a new building
Just
where
to
we
see
had
that's
I know.
a dirty old vacant car wash
I
is
know.
nice.
Is Shop and Save doing anything with the parking lot? Do you know?
I really don't know.
They haven't done anything.
I don't know.
That's for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, let's go on
Oh,
and look,
while
I'm
we're
sorry.
still, well, it's only because this is
Sure.
a familiar thing and it was under Bridget's before. 48 Washington Street, which is kind of that Washington Court area.
Oh, yeah, the corner.
And remember, we had received many complaints
There
about
was a
the
letter.
trash out
Yeah.
and everything. And Bridget had spoken to the bank that owns it. And a couple of residents from Pleasant Street came in today and they saw me and they said nothing has been picked up. That people have been going over and kind of trying to push the stuff around, but now we have a lot of little critters that are up there and they please want something done. So whatever the bank was going to do, they haven't done. That needs to be
Yeah.
picked up.
We're gonna have to send it, she's gonna have to find a contact out there and.
Well, whoever the bank,
Exactly.
she just
Right,
got to
right,
be
right.
I
firm
thought
with
the
the
issue
bank.
before was that it was in foreclosure, but it wasn't
That's what
firmly
I'm
bank
saying.
owned.
Well, I have to talk to her
Yeah.
tomorrow anyway,
I
so,
thought now that it's
yeah,
actually, reverted back to the bank completely, they were gonna take care of it.
yeah. I actually have to talk to her tomorrow morning anyway, so I'll make sure I let her know that there was folks in today too. All right, minutes from September 14th.
Well-
Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I don't have mine with me. I
Oh,
thought
here.
I'd put them with me tonight.
There you go.
And I had looked.
I already had a
done-
chance. Yep.
So I had already looked at them,
Yep.
so I must have filed it with something else at home, God knows. I know I had them. If not, I can always pick up another. So if you, I had already reviewed them,
Yep.
so I'd like to make a motion to
Yep.
approve the minutes of September 14th.
Great.
I will second that.
That's great. A motion's been made and seconded to accept those minutes of September 14th. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Great. Approved. I'm going to send you, Pam, I'm actually going to send you over these minutes and also the initial chicken permit just to sign. I just have them
Okay,
both in the
great.
same folder, so just sign them. And there's 2 copies of the chicken permit. All right.
Here, Mary. Is this an extra one?
Yep.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, there we go.
Great. Thank you. And then here's minutes and a chicken permit for you to sign.
Okay.
So just looking at the mail, it's pretty much just some copies of some public notifications on some stuff that happened in town over the summer, some spill work, just, they're required notifications back to us. We were actually looking at, and Jane kind of took it as an initiative to kind of, Carly's sheet, her sheet for department reviews that you were just discussing. For our aquifer one, we were looking to just update ours too, to make sure it looked the best that it could when we get an aquifer one that comes in.
Well, I don't see that we need this.
Well, I was actually gonna say, we need one to send around to the departments, because we may get one in that other departments haven't seen yet.
See, I don't really think so, because I think by the time somebody's going to put a building up or an addition, they've already gone to the building inspector, they've gone to the planning board, so I think this is redundant.
Well, I don't disagree with you. I actually think the entire process is redundant, by the way. The idea that
It's getting better with
It
this
is getting
sheet that's
better.
come out.
right.
Could I add that it's required?
It's required to get comments back, but we were just discussing
The buck slip, but in doing that, we got the comments that you were talking about from the DPW.
Right, I do agree.
Which we
I agree.
hadn't seen before.
Right.
Even though they were out there someplace. And I think that those things, well, that's not my place.
No, I understand. I think that if somebody makes an application to us, our regulations say that a copy needs to be provided for comment from the different departments. I think what happens is, and I'm just talking this through, what happens is 31 Willow Street went to the planning board, and then we all got that checklist, and then we get one, and then the same exact plans go around to the same exact departments. And so I'm wondering, is there a better solution in general for that kind of redundancy? And I don't know that there is.
I think, if I might, Madam Chair, just not
Please.
wanting to interrupt you, but I think the problem is not having someone there, whether it be a planner,
You're right. You're right.
Whether
It's the lack of
it's the
administrative
lack
oversight.
of someone there.
I don't disagree.
Because I think everything else with that zoning sheet
Yeah.
that goes out,
Yeah,
that works fine.
right.
So
Well,
I
and I
think the
think what
problem
we
is
could
there.
do, right, is we will typically see it come in, she's right, we'll typically see one come in from another department before it gets to us. Because we're the ones that say, hey, it needs a special permit on that initial sheet. So I don't disagree with you.
And generally, if you're talking about, for example, when Vitasoy, well, that's up there, it's already going to go to the
Right.
DPW, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Same as this
We
one.
got those comments
He had
back.
comments, so
Right, right.
I think the
So
problem
let's
is right.
figure out a way to. I don't disagree with you. I don't want to create the same exact because
Exactly.
we commented on 31 Willow and then we sent it. And I agree with you. It's required for us to get those comments.
Mhm.
But if we know we've already seen it go through the planning board process, I think the way it used to be was that our admin would walk over to the planning board and say, "Hey, where's all of your comments from your
But we
hearing?"
don't get those things.
That's what
Well, that's
I'm
what I
saying.
just said.
Well, we're
Right.
gonna, if we
The
had
problem is there.
Right. Let me give that a little bit of thought
Yeah.
and see what the solution is on that. But what I wanted to get to is just a piece of mail that came in that was just printed out today. There's an email from Lori Nearing to the board expressing some concerns about a business downtown on Main Street. So it's a public record, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. It's
Sure.
not any. It doesn't speak poorly, by the way, for the record to anybody that might be writing stuff down. I'm interested in speaking to the board about the nail salon on Main Street, just with some concerns about odors. It would be ideal if the building inspector could join us in this discussion. We've done some initial research and we'd like to share it with the board. So you didn't have any conversations with her, right?
I haven't, no.
Because I did, not with her, but with another member of PACE. The local board of health does not oversee the operation of nail
Right.
salons.
Yeah.
It's done through the Board of Cosmetology at the state level. And I'm not trying to punt it. I'm just trying to make sure the right audience feels the right concern right from the very beginning. And so what I would do is that I would certainly be willing to discuss with PACE any suggestions that they could provide. Nobody has phoned in any odor complaints about a nail salon. We don't have any odor complaints on record.
We do. I think there were.
When?
The neighbors complained.
And did Bridget get that complaint?
Yes, I don't remember. I don't remember that much about it. I think she did.
Okay. Because this email needs to go to Bridget.
And it may have
so-
been overheard hearsay, maybe from, but the contiguous business was concerned.
I understand, and
Yeah.
they were advised to make a formal complaint.
I think.
And if that complaint was made, I would be curious to get.
Well, I don't think we got a
I
formal
do.
complaint.
Okay. So we don't have any complaints in the Board of Health office, and you
No.
just said we did.
Okay.
Did we or not?
I
First I've
heard about it third hand.
Okay. So no complaints
believe.
made
Yeah.
and sent on to Bridget?
No.
Okay. So what I would suggest, and I just want to, and I'm only asking because I want to make sure we're clear, because we're not passing anything on. I would forward this email over to Bridget. Again, I would be willing to listen to PACE at a board meeting. They would always be welcome to come speak to us. I think we would always be a welcoming audience. I just want to make sure, I don't believe as a local board, we oversee any operation of a nail salon.
Right.
We didn't have any approval for the nail salon to go in there. We wouldn't have reviewed any plans or any ventilation or anything. And so I would forward this to Bridget and ask her where the concern should be made to. And if she says, well, I first go out and then I refer it on, I don't believe so.
I don't believe so.
But she can tell you that. And that way you can find the right path. You can keep me in copy on any communication on it, because I do want to make sure I reconnect with Lori. As a matter of fact, I will, if you could reply back to her, reply all, and make sure I'm copied on that tomorrow morning, and let her know you're going to email Bridget. And then when you email Bridget, just make sure you copy me.
Okay.
Um,
And what exactly should I say to her?
to Bridget,
To Lori?
that you're going to email it out to our health agent for a
Okay,
follow-up and direction,
okay.
and that we will get back to her on any. So of course, it just says at this time this request is just for information sharing purposes, but if we don't have any oversight over it, I don't know what the ventilation requirements are. So I think we probably want to just be at least educated a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's, again, I would be happy to have them before us. I just want to get a little bit more information on anything. We didn't, as a matter of fact, you know what? Why don't you forward this email to me and I'll reply all. I'll keep you in copy, Jane. That way I can make sure I get my
Okay.
thoughts down when
Yeah.
I'm sitting at my computer at 9:00 tomorrow morning.
All
Yep.
right.
If you just forward this to me, and then I'll reply to everybody.
Okay.
And then I'll let them know that we'll follow up with Bridget and then get back to them. But of course, if she does want to come speak with us.
Well, it's almost ridiculous for her to come if there's nothing we
No,
can
I
do,
know,
you
and I agree with you.
Why waste her
I
time
agree.
in the
Right.
house?
Yeah. So I don't know when they went in there if the building
Yeah.
inspector had anything to do with ventilation or otherwise.
Well, I guess, but you said we haven't had any official complaints from
No.
neighbors, right? Because I guess that's the only thing that it would
I think
then
I
maybe start to
heard
fall under us is
I
if there's
think
just
I
odor complaints in
hearsay.
general.
third party
Yeah.
talking about it,
Yeah, yeah.
that kind of thing.
But the occupant never called.
No,
Right. That's my point.
no.
Right. No clients
Nor
called.
the people who
Right.
were supposedly complaining.
Okay.
So I just heard about
Yeah.
it.
All right.
And it
Got
was
it.
some time ago,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
in passing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that's the one that I just wanted to make sure I brought to the board. And then, in the interest of timing and for a future agenda item, I did have Jane print out the copy of the updated regulation with respect to e-cigarettes. I'd like the board to just have a
Yeah, I
chance
was
to look at it.
wondering, do we have
Well,
to?
we're not
Do
forced to
anything
like
to
run to the
ours.
altar right now. What I think I'd like to talk to is our friends at the Tobacco Control Program.
Personally, they just went into effect. I
Right.
think we need to wait and see how this
I
all
agree with
plays
you.
out.
I agree. That's why I wanted them printed for you guys to read.
Yeah.
If we want to look at this as a Q1 2016 type thing, like see how things
Mhm.
go.
See how they go with the state.
Exactly. If we want to just kind of keep an eye on it, maybe we can connect with the Tobacco Control Program after the beginning of
Yeah.
next year and just see. You're right. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be, there could potentially be some challenges to
Mhm.
it once it's passed.
When we get our current tobacco control regs, were those intended to supplement what there already was at the state level, or was it filling a void between what the town wanted and what the
No,
state
it's to
had?
have our own regs
Right.
because we wanted to have some control over
We want
it,
to
too.
permit and inspect them.
Yes.
And having a local reg allows us to permit them and gain access. So, it's funny because when I'm reading this, there's nothing in here about getting a permit. So our regs would speak to getting a permit.
Okay,
So,
okay.
but just read, honestly, I think they deserve a good read. I actually started
Yeah.
to read them over the weekend, but I agree with you. There's no rush. It really is a future agenda item.
Yep.
I think we just need to, and it would be to update our regulation would be pretty big.
The state has thousands of regulations
Right.
they never enforce now.
Exactly.
So.
But I think that
Let's
the
see,
issue
this
of
is
e-cigarettes,
brand
right.
And do we have the e-cigarette or just tobacco place on Main Street, or
It's not tobacco. I talked to Bridget. And
Right,
I think
it's
it's just a vapor.
That's what I mean, it's just
Yeah.
is it just the vaporizers, or do you know, is he selling the cartridges as well?
I don't know. I know that he doesn't have a permit they don't have a permit from us for tobacco or any tobacco products
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
So, because I asked, because I ran by it one morning.
Uh-huh.
So just read it, and then
Okay.
we'll schedule a discussion at some point
Yeah.
after the beginning of next year. And see if we need to revisit that as it relates to our reg.
Sure.
And then just for an educational FYI, I just included in the board's packet, again, just more FYI, it was the updated nuisance bylaw proposal.
Yeah.
Which, believe it or not, it's pared down. I mean, it's down to 4 pages now, where I think when we first looked at it, it was fairly longer.
It was
I don't
longer.
have my original one, but
Yeah, it was longer.
if any of you have any comments you want to, and the deadline for any final comments is Wednesday, if you had anything that you wanted to relate back, but.
I think mine are the same. I think it's
I know, I
still
didn't really
subjective.
see, yeah. I didn't see
Yeah.
any reason to draft up another memo.
No,
We had our
it's-
say.
It's
They
still,
did pare it down.
They did, and the things that I didn't like in the original, there's still some left in this, but they're not any different from.
Right.
no,
Okay.
and
Original,
it's,
so.
like I said, it's still very
Sure.
subjective.
Okay.
It still has a lot of that same stuff that Pam and I went kind of nuts
Right.
over.
I know.
All I know is I
So
better
no
bring
new
my shovel
comments.
inside, because it's gonna rust.
You know
and
what,
I'm
no
gonna-
new comments, and I'm just gonna send that back to Robert, that the board has no additional comments.
Yeah, nothing new.
Aside from our original
I
email
don't see,
back.
other than paring it down, I think the complaints we had about subjectivity
Yeah.
and you need a full-time
Well, that's it.
building inspector. Don't come to me with a new regulation when you don't have
Yeah,
the people to do the job.
yeah,
But
and those were in our
it's-
original memo, so,
Yeah, and it's now building inspector or his
right.
assistant or alternate
understand.
for the
All right.
police.
So let's, just for the
I
sake
know.
of understanding, I'm not drafting a new memo back to him. I'm just gonna
Sure.
email him back and say the board has no additional comments
Yeah,
Yeah.
other than our original memo to you.
yeah, I
I'm
would
not
put
gonna
that in,
rewrite
yeah.
anything, I'm just gonna say our
Yeah.
comments reflective in
That's
our
fine.
previous memo.
Yep, yeah.
Okay, good, that's it. Do either of you have anything to add for the evening? I saw the agenda for the next executive board meeting, I got it in the mail over the weekend.
Well, that's this Thursday,
Yeah.
so I should have plenty to say. The
I didn't get this.
Nishover Associated Board
Just
of
came in
Health.
the mail today.
Oh, the no,
Oh, I got it
okay.
Saturday.
The
Okay.
meeting is this.
Yes, 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 yes.
What I think we ought to be a little more concerned about, there was I think some sort of a hearing at the State House, and of course, you know, they always have these during the day when most people are working. But apparently, the trash haulers want any language with regards to regulating their hours, i.e. like we have from, 7, no, you can't stop before 7 in the morning, and you can't go after 7 o'clock at night. They want that changed. And because they have great areas to cover, and they need to have more flexibility. There were people there that commented about the amount of noise it makes.
Wow.
And what's interesting is, despite all the work supposedly we've done on recycling, et cetera, there's more trash now than ever. So,
Right.
That was
So-
the state.
yeah, so I think that we just keep our ears to that,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that'd be horrible if they ever come
If
to
they
my
had that
way of
rule.
thinking, because that
Right.
is noisy.
It is, and even just as a side note, even though Ayer doesn't have a regulation about this right now, I've noticed that in my neighborhood, because we have all different people with all different haulers, they don't start before 7. I hear them at 7:10, But no, but not, I've never really heard them earlier than
Well, I
that,
think we
so.
have them in our regs.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we do.
That we're
We do.
Going into it.
But I'm saying the existing situation in Ayer is not, it's
Right.
not bad. It doesn't seem.
So the pivotal question is October 5th is our next meeting.
Yes.
Other than Mary's follow-up from the executive board meeting, and we'll have some minutes. That's all we have on for Monday. I am traveling for work from Wednesday through Friday this week.
Yeah.
And so if you want, I can set a simple agenda.
Absolutely. I
And
think
if
the
we-
same format.
If we don't have anything more, do you want to meet Monday?
I think we should.
Okay.
I think we should.
Okay.
So we have the minutes, and I'm sorry, what did you else?
We're gonna have minutes, mail, of course, anything Bridget has to offer.
Mhm.
I'll get an agenda over to you tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Call to order, minutes, executive board overview, and just administrative items, and that way we just stay consistent with meeting. But then what we can do, and Jane, I'll talk to you tomorrow, is we can
Okay.
leave, I'm not traveling out of the country, so we can always add stuff if we need to. And so, but we'll set it for now, just with those items.
I do hope we'll have something with 48 Washington.
I'm gonna speak, I have
I'm
to
really
speak with her tomorrow, I
upset
told her
with
I'd
that.
call her. I know, and that's it's a crazy challenge when there's a property, I agree with you, in foreclosure, but then there's like a local steward, maybe through the bank. How do you get the property cleaned up? Those neighbors
Right.
shouldn't have to handle that. You know, it's one thing to be patient.
I thought it
It's
was, I
another
had
to
no
be
occasion to
ignored.
go up there, so
I don't-
I
I
thought
don't
it was
typically-
taken care of.
I see
too.
it every day. It's
Wow.
right next to my office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll see you guys all next Monday, same time, same place.
All right, so,
Works for me.
all right, so I would make a motion to adjourn at
Excellent.
7:10.
Second?
Thank you. A motion's been made and seconded to adjourn at 7:10. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.